Sandy McCowan, who is covering this particular case for us. So, Sandy, before we get into the detail of what Peter Doberman had to say to the court this morning, let's start with the status of the new witness. Are we any clear who that witness is and whether they're going to testify in the glare of those television cameras?
I saw the young lady in the corridors. She is being kept in a holding room here at the court. She is surrounded by a support system of people who are looking after her. Her name is still not being released, as even though the state prosecutor has had a really deep discussion with her and her parents that she has agreed to testify in open court, she still has the chance to change her mind. The judge will ask her once she steps into the witness box if she wants to testify in open court. If she does, then her name will be released to the media. If she doesn't, then her name will be withheld.
All right, Sandy, let's get into what Peter Doberman had to say then. Why did he feel the need to say what he told the court this morning?
Peter Doberman was complaining to the judge, saying that he feels that his client is not getting a fair trial. He feels that there is a trial by media. He feels that the accused are being threatened. Timothy Omotoso's family are being threatened, and he feels that this type of intimidation is not hampering his case. He's asked the judge that he needs security around the accused when they come into court. He needs security for himself. Peter Doberman the other day was mobbed as he walked out of court. He was surrounded by supporters of Cheryl Zondi. They even threw a bottle of water at him. Timothy Omotoso's wife, when she was leaving the court the other day, a bottle of water was thrown at her and she was drenched in water. He says that he's asked the police to up the security, but he feels the security around the case is not good enough. He wants more protection for the accused and for the accused's family, saying that the accused has the right to a fair and free trial and has the right to step into the court feeling safe.
The other element here, Sandy, that he seems to be highlighting, apart from the judge demanding that the judge do something around the safety concerns, in particular around the accused, also importantly, he has some expectation around law societies and the General Counsel of the Bar. He feels aggrieved that they've not defended him somewhat.
Yes, he seemed very aggrieved that the Law Society had not stepped up and defended him, saying that he was waiting for them to vilify the fact that he had been intimidated and mobbed outside the court, and that this was hampering his case and that it was against the law. The judge, on the other hand, stepped in, saying that if this was happening, that he must go to the civil court and get a court interdict. He said he can't control what criminal acts happen outside the court, and he said all criminal elements must be reported to the police, and they must go for a civil case to the civil court to get a court interdict against those who are threatening them.
Just as a final question to you, Sandy, how did the court, or let's just say those that are behind you there, the gallery, how did it react to him saying that he fully supports women's rights and that he's appalled by the manner in which they're being treated, given the line of questioning that he took with Cheryl Zondi? What was the reaction there?
In the gallery behind me, there is a lot of NGOs, there are a lot of priests, there are a lot of political parties who are here to support the new witness who will be taking the stand. And many of them were making comments under their breaths like they really couldn't believe what he was saying. They were going, sure, and they disagreed with many of the things that he was saying that, but he was reprimanded. They feel that the judge did reprimand him. So the people behind me are saying this under their breath. They are keeping it quite quiet, but there is a lot of murmuring going on. They're very unhappy with what he had to say. They just felt that Doberman was moaning in a way.
All right, Sandy McCowan inside the court there in Port Elizabeth, where she's watching the trial of the Nigerian Pastor Timothy Omotoso. Of course, we know that there has been this adjournment, and at the moment, as we understand it, the judge, Mandela Makaula, is meeting with the lawyers from both sides, the defense and the prosecution, to thresh out the issue of safety, in particular around the accused, feeling that the lawyer, that is Peter Doberman, who is defending Timothy Omotoso, feeling that the South African Police Service, their interventions and the number of police officers that have been deployed to that court are, in his words, woefully inadequate, as he put it. Let's try and